Hey guys, this is Smithy. Welcome to my channel. Today's video is so very special. We're going to talk about all of our favorites from high-end makeup brands. And because you spend a lot of money in high-end makeup, I want to recommend my top of the top, my best of the best makeup that I have in my collection. I will give you a lot more recommendation and I'll apply a few on my face to get this look. If you want to see how I achieve this look, please keep on watching. Okay, let's begin. The only thing that I've done is my brows and I use my Benefit Precisely My Brow in the shade 3.5. Now let's move on to the face. For the primer, I am going to take the Saie primer on the perimeters of the face, and I'm also going to take another primer for pore minimizing, and for that we'll use the Benefit Precisely My Brow, but this is going to go everywhere else, mainly again perimeters of the face, because I want a glow everywhere else but the center, because I am more of a combination skin person. So I love a good glowy finish, but I want the center to be matte. So as you can see, I will have all the glow coming from everywhere else. And for the center, I am going to take the Porefessional primer. This is one product that it needs to be there in my collection. Again, a very old favorite of mine, but it always comes in handy. So I'm just going to keep it right there and press it right in the center. Another primer I would say that I would suggest is the Merit Glow Skin. I use it all the time on my channel too. You know how much I love this. It's great as a skincare product. I won't even consider like a makeup product. Now for foundation, we have a lot of options. Lancome foundations are amazing. Fenty foundations are amazing. But if you have a preference of like a foolproof foundation, I would go with Estee Lauder. Like Estee Lauder never fails me. Whatever kind of formula you want like a thicker foundation or you want like a skin tint, both of them are amazing. You know, I always use my Estee Lauder Double Wear, the bottle foundation. That's great for like a full coverage. I recently did use it for like when I was getting ready for a wedding or something, I did use that. But this one is the skin tint, like more of a watery version of it. This is called the Sheer Long Wear Makeup, and I am in the shade 4N1 Shell Beige. I'm gonna just take that, and you'll see it's runny for sure, but it gives all the coverage that I'm looking for. So that will just do whatever I want it to do. Now, let's also talk brushes. I would highly suggest the BK Beauty brushes, which I am using 106. Anything that looks like with this handle, like the burgundy handle, that's BK Beauty. And they do amazing face brushes. I love their eye brushes too, but their face brushes definitely stand out to me. I have another brand to recommend for eye brushes mainly. Again, that is another brand where Refer is the other brand, where I do have their face brushes too, but I would suggest them for eye brushes because I feel like their shapes and sizes are so unique and it's so good on the eyes. I feel like I can feel the difference when I am using those brushes on myself. So yes, so I would say BK Beauty for the face brushes and Refer for the eye brushes. I will definitely give you my favorites. For foundation, the 106 brush as well as the 101 brush, that is the slant version of it. They're amazing. Like definitely one of my favorites. You've seen me use that on multiple videos on my channel. I absolutely love it. I do have a code with them. It's Smithy Sony to save you 10% off. Okay, so once we have the foundation all blended, let's move on to the concealer. This is another BK Beauty brush that I absolutely love. A506, the concealer brush. They call it the kitten paw brush. For the concealer, I have two to recommend. One is from Lancome and the other one, you know, Tower 28. I am going to go with Tower 28 because that's my right shade right now. This one is in the shade Noho. So I'm going to take that mainly in the center of the face. But both of these concealer are absolutely amazing. I love the Tower 28 a little bit more, I would say, just because it's more like liquidy formula, but it gives all the coverage that we are looking for, and you don't need much for covering your dark circles. Like, they perform so beautifully, so well underneath the eyes, over the eyes. Like, I just love it. I don't experience much of creasing or anything from that product. I really, really love it. And they're so soft under the eyes. Like, BK Beauty brushes, once you use it, you will know the hype. Like, I was not a big fan of like buying expensive brushes, but once you put the BK Beauty brushes on your face, you will know why they are like why do they get the hype that they get. It's just beautiful, soft, blendable. They're amazing product. Okay, now once we have that all done, I am gonna set my face. So let's talk powders. I'm pretty sure you know what I'm gonna say. Huda Beauty Loose Setting Powder. I have mine in the shade Peach Pie. They are absolutely beautiful. So I'm gonna take that to set all across my face. Just so blendable, so beautifully it sets all the face without making any, like, it never creases on me if I'm using this powder, and you will see the blendability that comes through when you apply this powder is beautiful. Now, if you're not a big fan of loose setting powders, another loose setting powder that I would like suggest was the Givenchy Prism Leap powder. Because they changed the formula of the Prism Libre loose setting powder, I'm not gonna recommend that to you guys. I have mine in the older formula, so I still love mine. Since they've changed the formula, I'm not gonna recommend that. If you like a pressed powder formula, I would highly recommend the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish. I have mine in the shade number 2, which is medium. I use it all the time, very sparingly, especially underneath the eyes. You just need a very light bit, like just press it like that and underneath the eyes. This can be your last step in makeup or right underneath the eyes. Again, it blurs the skin so beautifully. I love it. Absolutely love this one. Okay. Now, let's talk bronzers. For the cream bronzer, again, you've heard me talk about the Rare Beauty Cream Contour. It's absolutely beautiful. I have mine in the shade Always Sunny. The formula is absolutely beautiful. It blends like a dream. I've already powdered my face, so I'm not going to apply this. But I do have a powder formula too to recommend. That's how beautiful it is. Again, that was in the shade Always Sunny. For powder bronzer, I would highly recommend the Makeup by Mario bronzer. This is the Soft Sculpt bronzer. I have mine in the shade Medium Dark, and this performs so beautifully. Now, if you want another recommendation, I don't know whether I'll call it high-end or not. I think Sigma is an indie brand, right? Sigma brushes, especially these, what are these called? The Soft Sculpt brushes. Amazing formula. They definitely stand out to me. I think Sigma is indie. So let's not talk so much about it, but that's another brush brand that I would highly suggest. And look at the shade Medium Dark. It's so beautiful. And once you get the right brushes like pinned down in your collection, you will feel like your makeup game has completely changed. So amazing. So once we have the bronzer all bronzed up, now let's move on to the blushes. We have a lot of blushes to talk about, because I feel like definitely high-end brands do blushes so very well. So many brands. I'll start off with Pat McGrath blushes. They are absolutely amazing on the face. I have several shades. This one is in the shade Cherish, which is like a hot pink shade, I would say. It's such a beautiful blush. I also have the shade Nude Venus with me. I would also suggest the Merit Blush Bombs. This these ones are absolutely amazing. My favorite is the shade Fox. You know, I've spoken about it a million times on my channel. This shade is just beautiful for every day. It's not like super pigmented. You cannot overdo this blush. So it's very, very, very nice on the face. Obviously, very recently you've heard me talk a million times for the Rare Beauty blushes. This one is in the shade Truth. Beautiful, beautiful formula. Then we also have the Patrick Ta blushes. I have two shades with me. This one I think is the shade Not Too Much. You've seen me use all of these on my channel so many times. And last, certainly not the least, I'll also suggest the Tower 28 blushes. They are also absolutely beautiful, beautiful blushes. Okay, let's see what we are going to apply today. I also want to recommend two face palettes for you. If you are in the market for face palettes, there are two brands that I would highly recommend. Hourglass Face palettes. Every year they change their packaging. I have mine from last year, I would say, but these powders are absolutely amazing. Every formula, like the bronzer, the powders, the highlighters, the blushes, they're all absolutely amazing. I would say you don't need to buy these palettes every year. Just look at the variety of the shades that you're getting and then go for it. And also the Natasha Denona, especially this one, the My Dream palette, they're absolutely amazing. Highlighter side as well as this blush. The blush, I use it all the time. I don't know if you can see that dip or not, but I use it all the time. I think I want to go more neutral today. Maybe we can use Pat McGrath Nude Venus today. We'll see if we need to amp it more, we'll do it. This is Nude Venus. So let's take that. I'm going to take Nude Venus and apply it on my cheek. It's more like a very light mauve shade. I might have a little bit of residue of the Tower 28 blush from yesterday, but they're very, very beautiful blushes. I don't know if you can see it on the camera or not. I'll just pack it a little bit more. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful blushes. I'm also going to take a little bit of the Patrick Ta blush too, especially the cream side, just because I love that dewy finish after we do that powder. And his formula is absolutely amazing. Again, I'm going to dip into that Not Too Much shade and going into that cream side. And it's the same color family, so I'm not worried about it messing it up. I just want the life back on the cheek, and that gives it to us. Just amps up everything together. Okay, so now you see all of the cheek blushed and ready for the application of the highlighter. Now for highlighter, again, Natasha Denona highlighters as well as Rare Beauty highlighters. These highlighters are just so beautiful. You also know that I love my Makeup by Mario highlighter in the shade Golden. I'm going to use the Rare Beauty today because they definitely stand out to me. If I can find my highlighter brush. Okay, this one is in the shade Flaunt. So I'm just going to take that, and you can immediately see the glow that it brings. It's like a wet, sheeny look. It doesn't have so much of base underneath, but the glow that it gives is beautiful. My Rare Beauty highlighter in the shade Flaunt. Let me show you my base makeup. Let me just set my face first. I'm going to take my Benefits Porefessional setting spray. And let me show you my face. It's so nice and glossy looking. It's really, really beautiful. Okay, now let's move on to the eyes, and then we'll finish off with our lips. For eyeshadows, I feel like from the high-end brands, I would highly recommend two brands to you. Huda Beauty creates some beautiful, beautiful eyeshadow palettes. I have a lot of it in my collection, except Empowered, I think. But today, I just took these two out for today's look. I also would highly suggest Natasha Denona. You knew that it was coming. Natasha Denona palettes are also amazing. Again, I have a lot more in my collection. These three are my favorite. Oh, I should have opened it. My Dream palette is my absolute favorite from them. Especially if you are like a medium tan skin tone. If you love these tones, you would absolutely love it. Love, love, love this palette. I Need a Warm. If you're more of a neutral warm tone wearer, I Need a Warm is beautiful. I absolutely love this palette too. And then if you love more of like a neutral cool tone leaning palette, I Need a Nude palette is beautiful too. So this is I Need a Nude palette. More like pinky leaning, I would say. The warm palette was a little bit more peachy leaning. And let me show you the Huda Beauty palettes too. The Naughty palette, it's so beautiful for every day. It's like if you love a chocolatey, winey tone palette, this is so, so pretty. And these Huda Beauty palettes definitely have some special shades in them. Icy Nude is like their latest palette. And this is how Icy Nude looks. So I don't know what I'm gonna dip into. I'm leaning towards Huda Beauty today just because I use Natasha Denona more on my channel. At least I showcase Natasha Denona more on my channel. So let me just give some love to Huda Beauty because I love their formula. So I'm gonna dip into both the palettes, I think. We'll see how we roll. But let's start off. I am gonna start off with the shade Juicy. This shade. Let's take Juicy in the crease, and you can see these shades, they show up so beautifully on the skin. Really pretty. I love that shade. So that's gonna go all across the crease. Look how beautifully it blends. So pretty. For the outer corner, let's dip into, what do we dip in? Maybe Untamed, this burgundy shade. So let's do Untamed. This is refer number B03. It does the work for you. Like, these are amazing brushes. Obviously, the eyeshadow palette is also absolutely beautiful. There's no patchiness or anything. But the brushes also helps just to melt everything together so wonderfully. Okay, so that's the shade Untamed. Let me do the same thing on the other eye. I'm also going to take that same shade on the outer corner of the lower lash line. Okay, now just for an added depth, I'm going to go into this shade Spicy, this one. On the same brush, I'm not changing anything here. This is just a little bit more of a deeper tone brown. I'm going to just pack it right on top of it, just on the extreme outer corner. Okay, I don't even know if you can see the difference or not. I certainly can. Now I'm going to go into this shade Arouse, the more peachier shade, and I'm just going to blend the edges of that burgundy. And I'm also taking that on my lower lash line. Now, time for shimmers. I am just gonna take a little bit of something tacky on my eyelid. I'm gonna take this shade, this one, this marbly shade, which is Provocative. And I'm gonna take that in the outer portion and melting it with that deeper brown shade. I'm just taking it on the outer portion. Okay, now for the inner portion, I am gonna take this shade, Tantric. And this is like a gold shade. I'm gonna place that right there in the inner portion and melt it with the other shade. Okay, I'm just leaving the center a little bare. Okay, now I'm gonna take this shade Please Me, this one. And this is like a rosy brown shade. I'm gonna just apply that right in the center, just to melt both of these shades together. I'm gonna dip into Icy Nude just for a bit. I'm gonna take this shade Iced Out, this shade, and that's gonna change the look of our eye look. I'm gonna just take it on a tad bit of the brush, and I'm just gonna press on the entire eyelid, just over everything. Okay, can you see that difference? It's just a slight difference, but it gives so much of impact on the eyes. I don't know if you can see it or not. Definitely creates an impact. Now I'm just going to take a smaller brush with that same shade, Iced Out. And I'm gonna take that in the inner corner, and I'm also gonna take it on the sweep of the eye. Okay, so right there. Let me finish off this eye with some liner and mascara, and I'll use some brown eyeliner on my waterline. So let me come right back. Okay, so the eyes are all done. Let's move on to the lips, and then I'll show you my final look. I did use the Melt Cosmetics Slick Waterline in the shade Rich Brown on my waterline, okay? Let's move on to the lips. The lip liners that I would absolutely recommend is from Freck Beauty, and this one is in the shade 06. It's a brown lip liner, of course. So let's line my lips. So that's how the lips are all lined. Let's move on to the lipstick. We have so many lipsticks with me. Of course, I'm gonna say everything. We'll see how it goes. I have the Merit lipstick in the shade Mason. It might go. It's a little bit more on the mauve side, so we'll see that. I also have the shade Equestrian with me from them. I have the Fenty Beauty lipstick in the shade Cold Spice. That might also actually go. We have so many of the Anastasia Lip Velvet shades. Not this for sure, which is Chestnut. Brownie would be like too deep. This might go, the cold brown shade. I also have a red, but red won't go with this. Charlotte Tilbury lipstick. That might go actually. This one is Pillow Talk Medium. Also have Natasha Denona. I'm actually taking out all of it. Sammy won't go. Maybe Naya or Amarosa. Maybe Naya will go. But Naya is a little bit more sheeny. And also Huda Beauty. Huda Beauty lipstick I always use. Maybe this is too cool tone for this one. Maybe actually Equestrian might go with Merit. What do you say? Equestrian or Charlotte Tilbury? Maybe Charlotte Tilbury. Let's see. Okay, we'll do Equestrian on the outer corner and Charlotte Tilbury in the center. I think that would solve it. Look at that. All these formulas so beautiful. Equestrian from Merit Beauty and obviously Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Medium. Oh, that's so pretty. With no additional product, I'm just taking that brush with whatever powder was left over and just cleaning up the edges. Okay, let me show you my final look. I love the way how this look turned out. That pop of that purple on the inner corner and all across the eyelid just made it an extra special touch on the eyes. I love the complexion, how it looks. The lips are amazing. I absolutely love the way how this makeup turned out. Of course, these are my absolute favorites from my collection, and that's why I wanted to recommend these things to you. And I really hope that this was helpful for you guys, especially if you are spending the money to buy some makeup. It needs to be like high quality products. There's no room for error here. So that's why I wanted to recommend these to you. If you did like my video, you know what to do. Do give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you have something in your collection that is from high-end makeup brand and sold in Sephora or Ulta and you absolutely swear by it, you guys need to let me know. If I do not have it in my collection, I'll definitely give it a try. One thing that is on my wish list is to try the Fenty Beauty's soft lit foundation. That's definitely on my wish list. Apart from that, if you have something you're ride and die, let me know in the comment section below. But that's all for today. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.